Alright, guys, so this is going to be the second fight of the day, and this one is a good old-fashioned Marvel DC fight, pitting the Martian Manhunter against Exodus. Now, let's talk about Exodus first. So, Exodus is a mutant who's been around since the time of the Crusades, and is a very powerful one. He's got so many powers: energy blast, force fields. He's also an incredibly powerful psychic, flight, levitation, energy blasts, psychic abilities. The dude actually, when he took on Circe, an Eternal, Eternals are more or less powered by godlike beings. So yeah, he actually fought her to a standstill, and has managed to take on multiple characters from both the Avengers and X-Men, and bring them to their limit. So, Exodus is a major powerhouse, but underused because he's so goddamn powerful. But yeah, Exodus is also incredibly intelligent, and a kind of a religious fanatic in a way. Devious, incredibly powerful, and has had centuries of battle experience. But the same could be almost said about J'onn J'onzz, the Martian Manhunter. We all know about the power of the last son of Mars. You know, shape-shifting, invisibility, phasing through walls, mental abilities, heat vision, able to, split, extend himself. So many different powers that Martian Manhunter has, and is registered as one of the most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. And his strength, if you're wondering, his strength is actually on par with Superman's. So, yeah. Not only that, this dude has taken on the likes of angels, giant monsters, demons. Yeah, and he's usually, more often than not, come out on top in these matchups. J'onn J'onzz is also incredibly intelligent, and is a pretty good hand-to-hand fighter. Like I said, this dude has taken on some serious heavy hitters in the Marvel universe. Almost said Marvel. DC universe, excuse me. So, what would it be like if Exodus and Martian Manhunter took each other on? Mutant versus Martian. This is going to be a tough one. Exodus and Martian Manhunter are both incredibly intelligent fighters. They're both, they are a dangerous combination of brain and brawn. These two are going to be testing one another in this fight. They're going to be definitely fighting each other, not only physically, but also mentally. What I mean is that, like I said, Exodus has a vast array of mental abilities, but so does J'onn. J'onn and Exodus are going to be going back and forth mentally. I could actually see it where Exodus and Martian Manhunter are, throwing down, and, physically, but there's also going to be, like, a mental fight between the two. J'onn's one of the most powerful psychics in the DC universe. Exodus is also one of the most powerful psychics in the Marvel universe. He's nowhere near the level of, like, Emma Frost or Jean Grey, but still, the motherfucker's pretty powerful. So, like I said, these two would be throwing down, on a mental scale, as well as a physical scale. Like I said, there's also the point of, Exodus has taken on the likes of godlike beings, but Manhunter has taken on actual gods, and sometimes fought them to a standstill. However, despite all of his power, J'onn has one crippling weakness. It's fire. As we all know, fire destabilizes his body, and he has a crippling fear of it. The major thing is that Exodus doesn't really have a major weakness. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like in what Batman said in Justice League New Frontier, where he basically says, I needed a $1,000 or $1 million, whatever it is, green rock to stop the guy in Metropolis. For you, I just need to spend a penny for a box of matches. That's, yeah, so for all his power, fire is his major weakness. Exodus, like I said, has no major weakness. He doesn't even have, like, a level of arrogance to him. He's just kind of like, I'm just going to kill you in the name of my faith. So, die. That's the big thing right here, is that if Exodus managed to find out that, hey, fire's your weakness? That one of the basic elements of Earth? Okay, I'm going to make you see fire everywhere, or I'm going to find a way to get fire thrown into this matchup. Let's also not forget that Jean also has his share of heat vision, which I know, I guess it's fire, it's the physical fire that hurts him. So, yeah. But yeah, that's going to be the thing, is that Jean's going to have to put up a physical and mental strain to take on the likes of Exodus in this fight. Jean is also, quite the player in the mental game, so he knows how to, mentally trick someone, or reach into someone's head and figure out what their problem is, what their mental scars are, and bring them out into the light. So, yeah, Jean's gonna be, Jean's gonna be like, oh, you're digging around for what can hurt me? 2 can play this game, motherfucker. So, that's going to be the big thing here, is that who can not only, who's going to have the better mental ability and keep it on track in the midst of a physical fight. The other thing is that, Jean can easily phase through whatever energy blasts he has, whereas Exodus can just create a force field to stop the heat vision or extending fist coming at him. Jean is also going to change things up throughout this fight, in that Jean can shapeshift into any kind of monster or alien or something else to help him in this battle. He is definitely going to be constantly changing up the game over and over again, but whereas Exodus kind of stays to his own game. The other thing is that, to show how powerful Exodus is, he managed to once create a giant dome around Genosha and brought it in to nearly destroy it. He nearly caused it to, shrink in and destroy Genosha and everyone in it. So that could be the same thing, where you could just create another force field around Jean and do the same thing that Frieza did to Goku in that one moment where he made him into a living pinball machine. So this is a really tough one, guys. This is one that I'm like, I really don't know who's gonna come out on top in this matchup. This is a freaking hard one, guys. I really don't know how this would go down. This is obviously a close one. So I really don't have a specific answer, because when I think of one thing, it's like, oh, Martian Manhunter or Exodus can do this, and be like, oh wait, the other one can just do this to counter it. So, man, this is a tough one. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this fight, and who do you think would come out on top in this fight between Martian Manhunter and Exodus? If you think Manhunter would win, put hashtag Martian Manhunter wins, and list off the reasons why you think he would win. Or if you think Exodus would come out on top, put hashtag Exodus wins, and list off the reasons why you think he would win in this matchup. So, like I said, this is a really freaking tough one. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you think would win? And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.